What is it about confined spaces that could hurt or even kill you? 65% of fatalities in confined spaces are a direct result of a hazardous atmosphere inside the space. Let's say you enter a confined space, but there isn't enough oxygen in the atmosphere to sustain you. Within minutes, your heart rate's going to go up. You'll start to feel weak. Your judgment will be impaired. You'll begin to lose motor skills. You may experience nausea and vomiting. And finally, you'll pass out. And if you don't get oxygen right away, you'll die. It can happen that fast. A space's oxygen level can decrease when it's used up due to welding or grinding, when rusting or fermentation occurs, or when other gases like carbon dioxide or nitrogen displace it. And one last thing about low oxygen levels, even the area just outside a confined space can be oxygen deficient. So don't even break the plane of the opening without following proper confined space entry protocol. Just as too little oxygen is a huge hazard, so is too much oxygen. When too much oxygen gets in the atmosphere, it can cause combustible materials to ignite very quickly. When a source of ignition, such as a sparking tool or a grinder, are introduced to a space with a combustible atmosphere, an explosion is inevitable. Another atmospheric hazard is toxic vapor, which is often odorless but has the potential to injure or even kill. And with most toxic vapors, there is little or no warning before a person is overcome. Some confined spaces, such as storage silos, water storage tanks, and other holding bins, carry the risk of engulfment. Engulfment is always a danger whenever there are small particles or liquids in the space that could bury you or drown you. Falls are always a risk in a confined space. A fall from a ladder, for example, could be catastrophic. Electrical components and wiring or machinery with exposed moving parts certainly pose a safety risk. Machinery could start up unexpectedly, or exposed wiring could create a fire hazard or electrical shock. Other dangers include contact with utility lines, when trenching or excavating, for example. Heat, cold, noise, vibration, and fatigue, all of which can lead to incidents and injuries. In many public work scenarios, workers must be especially aware of the dangers posed when working in or near traffic. The potential to be struck by a vehicle, as well as the dangers of vehicular exhaust accumulating in a confined space, must be addressed. Every precaution must be taken to ensure the confined space and the area just outside the confined space are safe. It's important that you fully understand the potential risks involved with entering any confined space. You must know how to identify hazards and respond quickly and appropriately. After all, the results of hazards such as these can include serious damage to your health, injury, and even death.